and welcome back to my Saturday episode of me playing Team Fortress 2 very badly while I rant about a random subject nonsensically. So, what is this week's subject, you may ask? Let's see. I think I want to talk about this week is gaming addiction, video game addiction. And video game addiction is a real thing, it is a real problem. Just like any other kind of non-chemical addiction. I mean, there is stuff like alcohol or tobacco or stuff like that, which is a physical, chemical of dependency. But video game addiction is a real thing, and so is stuff like gambling addiction or food addiction, stuff like that. Stuff that is not a physical, chemical like alcohol can still be addictive. So yeah, it is a problem. Some people have more problem with it than others. I'm one to talk. I mean, just looking at my Steam library, I realized I have 2,059 hours played on Team Fortress 2. That's right, over 2,000 hours played on Team Fortress 2. How can I have that much time and still suck so badly? I don't know. But yeah, granted, that is over the past 5 years, and I don't really play nearly as much as I used to, but still. Uh, but yeah, and the whole reason I got thinking about this is because like I said last week, I started playing Orcs Must Die, and it's a lot of fun to play. It is really, really fun to play, and I could see myself playing it for hours on end for the coming weeks. And I do plan on making some more videos of it. I had a couple episodes come out last week. I think I had it. I'm recording this on Wednesday, so the Friday episode should be out. Hopefully. I don't really know. I can't see into the future, which is unfortunate because that would be very helpful. But yeah, let's see. What was I talking about? I don't know. My train of thought just went off the rails right there. Thinking about time travel into the future. Oh, what was I talking about? Orcs Must Die. Yes, Orcs Must Die. It's one of those games that can be very, very fun to play, and it can really soak up a lot of time. It can be a huge time sink, and I guess you could call it kind of addictive to play because it is so much fun. But it's not that big of a deal playing it when it's like that. Stuff like that is not so bad. I mean, playing stuff like new Fallout games or Skyrim and sinking hundreds of hours into it isn't so bad because you buy the game, you spend the money, and that's it. It's not really costing you anything except for your time. And as long as you're not letting it eat into your real time or the time you're spending with your family or work or something like that, it's not that big of a deal if you spend hundreds or thousands of hours playing a game, as long as it is spread out over a reasonable amount of time. But the problem comes when it's an addictive game that you really want to play, and it either costs you money to play it a lot, or it costs you time. Because back when I was playing World of Warcraft, and to be perfectly honest, I am playing World of Warcraft again. I am right now. Well, not right now. I'm playing Team Fortress 2. But I've gotten back into World of Warcraft. But yeah, back when I was playing World of Warcraft back in the day, there would be people I knew that would schedule their holidays, their vacation days around the expansions. A new expansion, a new content patch would come out, major thing, and they would literally schedule their vacation time around it. Or they would just call in sick to work. And that is when you know you have a real problem, when you are scheduling your life around your video game playing time, instead of scheduling your playing time around your real life. And that is really when you know you have a problem, and that's what gaming addiction is. It's you prioritizing your game time over real life time. And also when it costs you a lot of money. Because the reason I'm thinking about this at all is because of the whole episode of South Park that was dedicated to gaming addiction. It was the Freemium Isn't Free episode. When was it? Last year, year before, a couple years ago? I don't know. It's been a while. But it was an entire episode dedicated to Stan becoming addicted to this freemium game on his mobile phone, and spending hundreds and then thousands of dollars on it, on a game that should not have been worth $1, much less $100 and $1,000 that he spent in the episode. And then he went through this whole thing, coming to terms with the fact that he's addicted to this game. And they had a really good segment where Stan sat down and had the entire concept of addiction and how it works and how it's all chemically related to being positive input, doing something that makes you happy, doing something that you find pleasurable, and getting that burst of chemicals that makes you feel good and wanting that feeling again. And just keep doing it over and over again until you really need it, and it becomes an addiction. And that's the entire concept. And it was funny. And it was in the episode, and they did it in a very real way. They explained it in a very sensible way. Granted, the person they had it explaining it was Satan, but still, funny as hell. No pun intended there. And it wasn't even realized until I said it. But yeah, that is really the problem when you have a free-to-play game that is really fun and has paywall stuff. And me playing Orcs Must Die made me realize that. And because I do plan on playing it a lot. And the way the system works, the way the crafting system and the whole content system is, you get new traps, you get new characters, new heroes you can play by getting stuff in-game while you're playing and using it to craft. But you need a lot of it, you need to grind it out, or you can just spend the money instantly to buy the stuff. Buy the hero packs, buy the content packs from Steam for, I think it's $20, $50, and $100 for the entire thing. $100 for the entire thing. I think that was the price that was on the Steam store. So yeah, that's a bit more than the previous Orcs Must Die games cost altogether, but I think it unlocks everything. So yeah, that's a bit more money than I would be willing to spend. My gaming addiction is not nearly that bad as to want me to spend $100 on a game like that. That being said, I did play World of Warcraft for like 8 years straight, spending $15 a month. Holy crap, I just realized that. $15 a month times 8 years. Oh, how much money did I spend? I don't know. Holy crap, I just realized that. Holy crap. Not even counting the cost of buying the expansions in the game itself. Okay, I am Bobson, and I am a WoW addict. Hi, Bobson. Yes, I am addicted to gaming. Oh. But yeah, that just got me thinking about it. The whole Orcs Must Die paywall thing. But it's not really all that bad, to be honest. It's not as bad as some games. It's not as bad as games that force you to pay in order to have fun with it. Orcs Must Die is a lot of fun, and it is free to play, and you can get all the stuff just by grinding it out. You can get all the items, you can get all the traps, all the heroes and stuff. So it's not bad. I mean, I talked about this kind of thing in an episode of me ranting, TF2 me ranting, last year, I think it was, where I talked about free-to-play, pay-to-play, and pay-to-win games, and the difference between them. And Orcs Must Die is not a pay-to-win game, it's a pay-not-to-grind game. It's a pay as you go, pay if you want to, or grind it out and get all the stuff instantly kind of game. And that's how a lot of the MOBAs and a lot of the free-to-play games are these days, where you can get the stuff in-game, you can get it through grinding, or through daily quests, or through daily things, or you can just spend the money and get it instantly. And that's basically what it's about, instant gratification versus putting the time in to grind it out. So, yeah, that's its own thing, I guess. But addiction and video game addiction isn't anything new. Even the whole mobile gaming addiction type thing isn't anything new, because MMOs have had a monopoly on gaming addiction for like the past 15 years, going all the way back to EverQuest, which at the time of at the height of its popularity was called Evercrack. And the reason it was so popular, the reason it was so addictive, wasn't that it was exactly fun, because let's be honest, EverQuest was very grindy. It was very unforgiving in the way it was done, and it had a lot of problems, but it was very grindy. And I'd never played EverQuest, let me specify that. But I had friends that played EverQuest, and I remember sitting there watching them sit at their computers, staring at the screen, while their characters were sitting AFK in the middle of a field, waiting for something to spawn. Waiting for an enemy boss to spawn so they could camp. They were just camping there for hours, waiting for it to spawn so they could be the first ones there, be the ones to kill it, be the ones to get the loot. And yeah, that's the kind of thing you did in EverQuest. You would spend weeks and months grinding slowly to get something. And when you finally got it, after all that time grinding it out, it was a huge boost of endorphins and chemicals released in your brains. Oh my god, I finally got this awesome thing I've been spending so much time on. And that's how MMOs used to be. And once World of Warcraft came along, they got rid of a lot of the more intense grinding stuff, trying to get a wider audience, a more casual audience, to make it more accessible to people. So they did away with a lot of the hardcore grind and made it a bit easier, but at the same time just as addictive, because you still had to do a lot of stuff. You still had to log in every day. You still had to grind out a bunch of stuff. You had to be on every single day to get the stuff you wanted, and you had to grind it out. But it wasn't as intense, it wasn't as unforgiving as EverQuest was, which made it more accessible, which is why World of Warcraft kind of blew up like it did and got huge, because it drew in a bigger audience that didn't want to have the kind of penalties that EverQuest had, while at the same time maintaining that addictive feeling of of achievement, of, oh my god, I finally got this item I was really grinding for. The problem is, every other MMO kind of followed suit to capture their audience. And there was this whole series of MMOs that were coming along after World of Warcraft that were being labeled as the WoW killers, as the one that will finally put a nail in World of Warcraft's coffin. And the problem was, they were trying to draw away World of Warcraft's audience, which was already addicted to their game, to their new game, which was essentially a clone of World of Warcraft. This was their business strategy. They would make a clone, they would make this new game, which was basically a clone of World of Warcraft, and try and draw away the audience to their game. The problem is, if you make a game that's exactly like another game, why would that audience from the other game abandon that game to the new one? I mean, they've already got hundreds of hours involved in this other game. They've already spent who knows how much money on the monthly subscriptions, the expansions, and all that stuff. They have friends there. They have time spent there. Why would they go to this new game? And no one ever thought that simple thought. And none of the so-called WoW killer games actually managed to succeed. They all died. And World of Warcraft kept going because everyone was addicted to the gaming system that was inside it. And they just kept playing, and they kept playing, and they spent hundreds of hours every year, thousands of hours. I don't even know how many hours I have spent on the dozens of characters I have in World of Warcraft. But yeah, people just kept playing and playing and playing. But over the years, the people at World of Warcraft, I'm not sure if it was intentional. They were just being greedy, trying to get the audience to get bigger, their subscriber base to get bigger, but they kept making it simpler and easier to get into so they could attract more people, more casual players. But at the same time, by making it easier, it lost some of the addictive qualities. So over the past few years, it has become easy and easy to get into, which is why they have these huge spikes of over 10 million people, and then suddenly just dropped to 6 million. And that's what was happening. They would get these huge audiences of people joining the game and having fun with it for a while, but without that addictive quality, because they've oversimplified it, they made it easier, they've gotten rid of a lot of the grinding, a lot of the things that kept people playing, kept people logging in every day, and instead they've replaced it with easy stuff that's not as addictive, so people play for a while, get bored, and leave. All those casual people, casual players they're trying to attract to the game, are not getting addicted to the game because they're not interested in the whole thing anymore. So they play for a month or two, get one character to max level, get bored, and leave. And that's why the subscriber base drops like it does. It spikes up whenever a new expansion comes out and it just drops down dead. And that's what's been happening to WoW. That's why WoW is dying. And don't get me wrong, it still has millions of subscribers, but it's also the reason why every other MMO is dead on arrival. I mean, stuff like Star Wars, The Old Republic, stuff like, I can't even think of any other new MMOs that have come out in the past few years other than that. But that's one of the reasons why. They've tried to copy World of Warcraft, and they've copied it recently, and the recent World of Warcraft is dying. It is killing itself with how easily accessible it is and how unaddictive it is. So none of the new MMOs that are coming out based on World of Warcraft in its current state have any chance at all of actually drawing an audience and keeping an audience. Because, yeah, I actually played Star Wars The Old Republic, the new Star Wars game, the game MMO game that came out like a couple years ago, like in the first month, and they couldn't even keep their subscribers going past the first month. The first month they were actually off, I think it was the second or third month, they were actually offering free game time just to get people to come back. That's how many people they lost. And that's sad when you think about the fact that it was a Star Wars intellectual property. But the problem was, it just didn't have any of the addictive qualities needed to keep an MMO going. It doesn't have the heavy grinding needed, the heavy addiction stuff that keeps those kind of games going. That's what kept World of Warcraft going. That's what got EverQuest the way it was. That's why it was so popular, because it was very addictive. It was something that people just logged in every day just to play, just to get that little burst of maybe today's the day I'll finally get that item I've been grinding for kind of thing. But yeah. Anyway, how long have I been going? Like 18 minutes now? Holy crap. I've been ranting on about video game addictions and World of Warcraft and all that crap. I need to stop talking about World of Warcraft. I've been playing it too much recently, and it's been taking up too much of my time, and I've been thinking about it. Anyway, I guess that's enough for this week. So anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Bobson. This has been another episode of Ranting with Bobson, Bobson Rants. I can't remember what I called this series. But anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye.